So this is a hard video to make because I'm not a very confident person. Yeah, I don't really like talking on the internet about stuff like this, but I feel like I need to say something because I've just seen so much like negativity and hate on a lot of like social media recently, and well, not even recently, for quite a long time, but it's just like slowly getting worse and worse, and it's just really difficult to see from my perspective, because when I started out, there was no social media. Everything car related was on forums, and I made a lot of my really close friends on forums that are still very close friends today, and yeah, it was just a much more positive environment. And I feel like with Facebook, it's becoming more and more negative and like cool to hate on people, give people shit for being different, and it's just really difficult to see because like yeah, I suffer from borderline personality disorder, which is obviously developed from getting a lot of shit throughout my life, and it's difficult to see like people giving shit to other people for doing things like that are their hobby and their passion. Like yeah, you shouldn't have to like worry about what you post or what you do to your car, or yeah, even making a YouTube video. Like, I remember the struggle I went through trying to start YouTube when I first started out. I was so nervous about it. I was like, oh, what are people gonna think about it? People are just gonna give me loads of shit. And I put it off for so long despite me really wanting to do it. And in the end, I just gave up. And to be fair, on YouTube, the majority of the comments and the feedback are really, really positive. But then when I post the videos onto other platforms like Facebook, I get endless amounts of shit. People just giving me grief, and I just feel it's so unnecessary. Like I ended up taking a break at the beginning of January for it, because I just was at the point where I was like, I don't know if I can be bothered doing this anymore. Like, so much effort goes into making a video, even at my level. Like, I know the production value in my videos isn't very high at all, and even then it takes a lot of time and effort. I see people like other small YouTubers that are like I've made friends with since I've started YouTube. A lot of them have had to like take breaks for receiving shit, just because it fucks with you mentally if you let it get to you. And yeah, like Meeks from Jap Junk, I know he took a break a little while ago. Basically, he's just posting videos of him working on his car. He's not a qualified mechanic, he's just trying to learn to work on his car on his own. People are giving him loads of shit for it. He keeps changing his car, which is fair enough. I change my car all the time. That's what car people do. Like, just give them a break. And you shouldn't have to take a break from something that's your passion. Like, I do YouTube because I love it. I don't care whether I still had 100 subscribers after doing it for 3 years. I would still do it. I love it because I just love doing it. Like, obviously it's nice to see the subscriber rate growing, and it's a good feeling, but I don't do it for the numbers. I do it because I love it. I love working on cars. I love just having project cars and being involved in the community. Yeah, and I just do it because I love it. People shouldn't have to like feel like they're gonna receive a shitload of hate for doing something different, or posting a video, or posting anything on social media, or asking for advice on a group. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about what you're gonna receive for doing things like that. On forums and stuff, you used to post stuff asking for advice, and somebody'd always help you, and it's so contagious. Like, being positive is really contagious. So if you're positive with people, it makes them happy, and then they'll be positive to somebody else. But it's the same in the reverse as well. Like, if you're negative, I feel like other people are sheep, and they'll jump on and try to like one up the person before and they'll give people shit. I've literally seen people like bullied out of the car community like over the last few years, and it's really like difficult to see. Yeah, I don't feel like you should feel like that within the car community. It's people's passion, it's their escape, and they shouldn't have to worry about what they're doing when it's their escape and they're just like their hobby. Yeah, and it's just really difficult to see. I feel like there's just so much shit going around, and it's getting worse. Like, I see people posting advice on Facebook groups, and people just giving them loads of shit or sarcastic answers. Like, I get that it's good to have a laugh and stuff, but you just need to remember that a lot of the time you're talking to somebody that doesn't know you at all. So sometimes when you're joking, it comes across like you're being a dick. I think a lot of people are just being a dick, but yeah, just bear in mind that not everybody knows you, and sometimes it can come across wrong. I just ignore anything negative now. Unless I can respond with something positive. Like sometimes I've had really hateful comments, and I'll respond with something really positive, and it just like cuts them dead in their tracks a lot of the time. And I feel like people just need to be more like that, is just be really positive back, or if you haven't got anything positive back to say, then just ignore it. Responding to them with negativity, just like, it fuels the fire, and then they just come back because they know they're going to get a reaction out of you. And I feel sorry for like the people that go out of their way to like post really negative stuff, because obviously they must be in a bad place, because why would you bother wasting your time doing that? For me, like, I just don't have enough time in the day to do that. Literally, like, I haven't stopped for like more than this 10 minutes for like the last 3 days. So yeah, like, it would be nice for me to have enough time for that, but I would definitely spend my time doing something way more constructive than just posting negative shit on people's posts. And I just think, just post something nice. Like, I've noticed so much more as well since I've been part of the MX5 community, because when I post videos into the groups on Facebook especially, I get so much more positive reactions. People are always like positive with the comments, or if they don't quite agree with something, it's constructive. Like, they'll say why, and say why they don't think it's a good idea. It's not like, oh, they look shit, or that's crap, or whatever. It's constructive, and I appreciate that, that somebody's gone out of their way to make a comment and actually explain why, rather than just post something negative and put somebody down. And yeah, I just really appreciate it. I've noticed it so much more since I've been part of the MX5 communities. In the past, when I've posted in groups, a lot of people would give me shit. Yeah, and just, I think that a lot of people for some reason don't like people doing YouTube. I don't get what it is, but yeah, I really enjoy doing YouTube, and I just don't think people should get shit for putting a lot of time and effort into videos. One person I really respect is Adam Ivel, and yeah, he just he posted a video the other day of him cutting the back off a Civic Coupe that was going to end up in the scrapyard anyway. So like, at least he's doing something with a car that was just going to get crushed, and he cut the back off it. I get that it's a bit controversial and some people are probably going to react to it funny, but the amount of hate and just like really negative, hateful comments he got on it was so ridiculous. And yeah, he's a really nice, positive guy, and I just don't understand how you could just, yeah, go from like, just get so angry about something so like stupid, really. And I listen to his podcast a lot. He's been interviewing a lot of like influencers and YouTubers and stuff recently, and like, one of the main topics that he talks to everyone about is just how negative, and like the amount of hate they get for trying to create entertainment for people at the end of the day, free entertainment. A lot of them aren't charging anything, and if they are, like, you don't have to buy it. It's like, yeah, I just don't get it. It's got so bad over the last few years. It got to the point, like, where I was running a car club called JDM North. I got to the point where I just threw in the towel, basically. I was setting up meets. We were like, at the time, it was the biggest Japanese car club in the UK, without a doubt. The meets were absolutely massive, and I was onto something good, but the amount of shit that I got after the meets, and the amount of effort I had to put so much effort into organising the meets, and the amount of shit that I got afterwards was just ridiculous. Like, I can't control everybody at a car meet that's got 400 people there, and people didn't understand that, and they'd give me so much shit about everything, and like, it was never constructive. Like, oh, you could do this for the next one. It was like, oh, they'd just send me a massive message that was just loads of hate, and I just gave up on it in the end. And it was the same with my car company, with Heavyset. Like, I had problems with suppliers and things, and I would always do my best to try and sort things out for people, and it just got way too stressful because people were so impatient and hateful, and they just spread hate all over social media, then rather than give me a chance to sort things out. And it just, yeah, it was exhausting, and I actually just took a whole break from cars altogether for almost like 2 years, well, like a year and a half. And it's, yeah, it's just really difficult to see people getting so much shit for like being part of a community, and I think it's so unnecessary. I think we just need to be a lot more positive, and yeah, if you see somebody asking for advice in a group, just take a little bit of time out of your day. If you know how to help them, take a bit of time out of your day, help them. Don't give them loads of shit for doing something different. And yeah, and if people post pictures of their car, if there's something maybe you don't like, be constructive with the criticism. Don't just say, oh, it looks shit. Just say, like, maybe it's not your style, but like, well, like, you appreciate the amount of work that's gone into it. If you really need to comment anything at all, or like, if there isn't really anything positive to say, just don't say anything. You don't need to comment on something to say it's shit. Like, it's just a total waste of time. And like, yeah, it'll only, like, I don't really believe in karma, but I feel like if you're positive and do more good, you get way more out of life. And like, it's difficult for me to be positive all the time. I really have to try to be positive all the time, because I have borderline personality disorder and I am depressed a lot of the time, but I go out of my way to try and be positive despite me feeling like shit. And honestly, just being positive actually brings my mood up a lot of the time, way more than anything else. Like, just trying to be positive and nice to people just makes me feel a little bit better, and it works for everyone. Just be nice to people, help them out. I just would like to see the car community go back to how it was when I started out back in the day of forums, because it was just such a nice environment and place to be. You could post whatever you wanted, and people were, for the most part, really positive about it and helpful. And it would just be nice to see YouTube and Instagram and Facebook be like that. I get that a lot of Facebook outside of the car community is like stupidly negative, but they promote the negative stuff because they know you get a reaction out of it. But if you ignore it, it becomes, the rest of Facebook just becomes more positive. Yeah, and that's just my rant for today, I guess. I know it's quite a long rant, but I just feel like I just needed to say something, because it's just like so soul destroying to see people creating content and like free entertainment and getting shit for it. I just feel like we're a community. Like, we should just get along regardless of what make or model car we've got. Like, I am guilty for being negative and like being like writing shit in the past, like when I was younger, and I realized as I got older that it just got me nowhere, and actually like being all clicky about what brand manufacturer and stuff you're into just is really just a waste of time. Like I have friends that are into Volkswagens and yeah, French cars. Despite me, I hate French cars, but I appreciate their passion. They like them for whatever reason, and I like Hondas and Nissans for whatever reason. But I get that not everybody likes Hondas and Nissans. It's just part of the game, and I don't. Yeah, it's just such a waste of time hating people for anything. I just feel like we need to be more positive within the community, and just yeah. If you see somebody like posting on Facebook after watching this today, or on Instagram or something, just take your time, take a little bit of time out your day and just say something nice about the post or the car, or help them out if they're asking for advice. Yeah, it just goes a really long way for people. Yeah, people build these cars for themselves. Well, I build my car for myself, but despite that, the good comments you get for all the hard work you put in really makes you feel good about it. And yeah, I just think that we should like be a lot more positive within the scene like that, and just yeah, give helpful advice and just be less hateful, I guess. Like have a laugh and joke about things. Like certain stuff is funny, like I get that, but just don't be hateful. I think it's just so draining to see, and like yeah, I would just like to see the car community just grow up a little bit, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next one.